So when we have that word, for example, what is this? A Muslim. So this is the one who has alladhi, or the man alladhi andahu Islam. He has the qualities of Islam, right? So this mu or this ta, they come in the form of one letter, but they have the meaning of a supernoun, right? And there are certain letters that do it. Not all the letters do it. And they come in the form of this one sentence, a little sentence. We haven't gotten it yet, so we haven't really dealt with it too much. But al-yawma nasituha, or sa'altumuniha. Say that. Sa'altumuniha. And that word means you asked me about it. Okay? And that is all the letters, the word, that sentence, are all the letters that come with meaning. You see that? And we'll get to it when we get there. But those are letters with meanings. And they're also huruf. Now, what's the other type of harf? Connectors. And that's the main one, right? That's the one that most people think about when they say harf. They don't think about these other two. Most people study the language, and then when they get to it, they say, wow, I didn't know it was like this. If I'd have learned that in the beginning, I would have been better balanced. So, connectors. Now, what is the definition of a connector? A harf that is a connector. Come on, hesitation kills.
Word that points.
It is a word that points to a meaning
In another word.
in another word. Key point. It's not a word that points to a meaning independent of another word, right? In and of itself. It's a word that is dependent. If the ismun and the fi'lun are independent words, meaning words whose meanings are independent of other words, right? In order for you to understand them, then a harf that is a connector is a word that is dependent on other words to help you what? Understand what that word is talking about. That gives a more fuller understanding. Or if we say it is a word that points to a meaning in another word, right? And is not connected to what? It's not connected to a time frame. Give me some examples. In, feed, which is in. Well, give me another one. Ila, rubba, maybe. Okay? These are good. These are examples. From, to, maybe, under, above, around, about. These are all words that are dependent on other words to complete the meaning of those words. Does that make sense? This is just a brief, okay, we go over this over and over again. Why are we going over this over and over and over again?
So it sticks in our head.
So that it becomes second nature. You're not learning this to hold up and think I know it. You're learning this to say I know this. I heard this 100 times. This is what it is. This is what so that each one can teach one. Okay, so you can go on, and this is kid stuff. You can say, oh, just the language. Okay, let me explain it to you. And you don't have to go this way and that way. To spread the knowledge around. That's why we're doing this. Okay? So do your part. Do your part and memorize. Think about it. Come when you have questions. Because you may not always have the same opportunity to get this. Okay. Now that's our review. أسرع 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 ولد أعطيني أنت تأخذ واحد أيضا واغسله اغسل تحت. Okay, we are at understanding what the basic letters are, right? And since we're at the basic letters, because that's where we have to start. We have to start with the basic letters. Why do we have to start with the basic letters before anything else?
Because that's key to pronouncing.
Excuse me?
Because that's key to pronouncing any other words.
Right, because everything else is built upon the basic letters. Right? We can't go anywhere till we know all the letters and know them masterfully. So you have this poem ahead of you. It's called Hawaz, right? This one right here is the poem called Hawaz. I'll write it on the board. What letter are we on? Wow. We are on what? Wow. And it's pronounced like the English word wow. It's isti'jaban. Like you say when you see something, the American people, they say they see something amazing. The Muslim says subhanallah, Allahu Akbar, barakallah fi. But the kafir or the one who is not accustomed to that, what does he say? Wow. Wow. What does that mean? Who knows? Besides isti'jaban, there's no barakah there. There's no blessings in that. But the Muslim says subhanallah. But it's pronounced like wow. Same word. Everybody say wow. Wow. And this poem says WOW-WUN. Recite it with me. WOW-WUN. The makhraj can be found. I got to catch up with you guys. Wherever someone's saying ow. Okay, now let's stop right here. Okay, we're going to go through this one a little bit differently. Let's stop piece by piece. Everybody say ow. Ow. Here, he starts off by telling you where to find the makhraj. Let's go to a point. How many types of, what is a makhraj first and foremost? Let's go review. Makhraj, what is a makhraj? Point of exit. Makhraj is from what word? The root word is kharaja. Okay, what's the root word? Then there's a ma in front of it. Ma on top of a word, what does that mean when you have ma before a word? Place. Ma means place, right? What are we in? Masjid. We are in a masjid, right? What does sajada mean? Prostration. To make prostration. So a ma in front of a word, ma means what? Place. So a place of prostration, we call it a masjid, right? Yes. That tells you what this place was built for, right? Yes. Okay. So here is a makhraj. Kharaja means what? Exit. To exit, to leave out. So a makhraj means what? It literally means the place that something exits. Since we're talking about speech, what would you call this word in English? No. Understand my question. Since we're talking about speech, see the Arabic word, what I'm trying to point to here is that the Arabic language, it touches every field you want to get into. Literal meaning is place of exit. Since we're talking about speech, we would call it the point of articulation. You might define that word makhraj as the point of articulation or the point of enunciation. The place where the sound is verbalized. Does that make sense? So these, words in English are used, and it's not tied directly to any one of them. But based on the context that you're using the word, you can use the word makhraj to mean any of those points. Does that make sense? Because that's the point where the sound comes out. And that's what a makhraj is. A makhraj could be the place that you exit a house. Your kharaj, the garage, is where that word garage comes from. Is from this word kharaj, the place you leave out from. So, a makhraj, how many types of makhraj are there? Two. There are two types of makhraj. Oh, I need some of that, please. I'll tell you. Because whenever we mention something, we have to go piece by piece and make sure we understand it fully. So the makhraj is the point of articulation, the point of enunciating a sound. There are two types in the Arabic language, right? There is one that is pinpointed, that we can pinpoint. And there's one that is vague. Okay? We have haqiqi, we call it haqiqi. And this one is ghayru haqiqi. Okay, one that is, you can literally put your finger on it. And there's one that's vague, you cannot put your finger on it. Now, give me an example of a pinpoint makhraj. I'll give it to you for time's sake. Ba, not ba. Say ba. The way you can protect yourself from saying ba is you practice saying Bab. Say bab. You see it? You force it. Bab. Bayd. You open your mouth more. Okay?